the Vice Chancellor of the University, Mr. K.G.Suresh, who has given me to the part of this program, and also Dr. Sunita, who constantly reminding me that I am to be on this screen on this date, and Sir, who is also I think he's a director or
Yes,
I.
yes, ma'am.
He's head of the department and director AICTE.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. So nice.
So this is a very relevant topic because we know that IT has intruded in our life. There's hardly any sector which is not touched by IT sector. So from smartphones to these laptops and then computers, we can't live even a single day. And recently, Corona epidemic has made us realize that while living inside home, we could connect throughout the world. And this was the best part of the IT sector, that we got connected to far flung areas. So otherwise, before that, we could not dream that while sitting at Sonipat, we could connect a person sitting at Chennai or at Guwahati. This was just because of this our IT sector that we got connected, and everything keep on going, though at a very low space. So in India also, we know that after agriculture revolution and the industrial revolution, there has been IT revolution throughout the world, and we are all being affected by this revolution. All e-services, whether it's a delivery at home, means that is e-shopping, e-banking, then e-governance, e-courts, have made our life very, very comfortable and easy. But on the other hand, we know that there is some darker aspect also, because every innovation has both its aspect, positive as well as negative. So though there are very, very new innovation through this IT sectors, we know that it has certain darker side also. We know that most of the crimes have increased with the cyberspace. And our existing laws are not being able to control those crimes, because it is not committed by an ordinary person. Such crimes are committed by a very, very intellectual persons who is well versed with the computer networking, and we have the example of September 11 attack on US, the highest building. So this was all controlled uh, by the brilliant minds. So it's not the ordinary person who made these crimes. So new areas of crimes are also developing due this. So the question of cyber security is before each and every country of the world. And US president has remarked in one occasion, this Obama, that America's economic prosperity in 21st century will depend on cyber security. So the most developed countries is also having threat from the cyber crimes. And it is working on the cyber security laws as well as other programs. Now, as far as India is concerned, so we have also made a tremendous progress in Spicer space. Every every person of the world knows that India is a hub of IT sector. But at the same time, we are not free from threats of cyber crimes. And we are not well equipped to combat these cyber crimes. Though we are acknowledged by the world as IT superpower, but so far as issue of cyber security is concerned, the number of experts is grossly inadequate to handle the cyber security activities in a manageable and effective manner. If we go through the data which is available, that in India we have hardly 556 cyber security experts as compared to our neighboring country China, who is having more than 1 lakh experts to handle with the security issues, cyber security issues. After China, it is, you can say, USA, which have about 1 lakh, less than 1 lakh cyber experts, and then Russia, 73,000. So comparing these figures, that we are having hardly around 600 cyber experts, how can we be able to control the cyber crimes in India? Each and every person is handling these tools, and we know that it's easy to manipulate the things, it is easy to misuse the things instead of making a best part of that instrument. For a long time, India has ignored its cybersecurity policy, both technically as well as legally. It was in the year 2013 that cybersecurity policy have been framed by Indian government, or it was announced by the government. So far as international responses are concerned, for the first time in 1983 in Paris, 30 member countries joined their hand and they raised the issue that there should be some international initiatives in harmonizing the legal responses towards the computer crime phenomena, and also to introduce criminal law reforms in order to combat with the cyber crimes. Now, again, G7 and G8 countries in 1996, means after a span of 13 years, comprising of the expert groups of legal and technical from the member states in the field of information communication network on misuse of international data was created, and check out with the policies and program how they can stop the piracy of the data, or how can they stop the mishandling of the this IT sector. So in 1997, a group of experts on transnational organized crimes, because we know that cyber crime does not know any jurisdiction. In the normal crimes, when it is committed at one place, we have a jurisdiction. We have territorial jurisdiction. But in the case of cyber crimes, there's no jurisdiction. The person sitting at USA can create havoc in India, at Delhi, or at Mumbai. So the question of territorial jurisdictions comes before the techno experts. So that's why the policies are such framed that in case a person commits a crime in one country, he could be extradited to other country, and there should be some treaties or policies how that person can be remanded to the other state where he has actually committed, so that he comes under the purview of their legal domain. So in the wake of September 11, 2001 attack on New York and Washington, Security Council of the US expressed its concern, describing that, like any act of international terrorism, it considers a threat to the peace and security of the international community. So, the first time, US become more afraid when there was direct attack on it. Earlier, when there was attack on other developing or underdeveloped countries, they were least bothered. But when it come on their own territory, then they try to shake the whole uh, world. That means whole international community. So UN Commission, is UNO also come in the front. So UNO Commission on Crime Prevention and Criminal Justice initiated certain measures how to prevent and control high technology and computer related crimes. So the Commission has recommended that international cooperation between nations to suppress the transnational components of cybercrime is indispensable. So that means we have to join hands. All the countries have to come together in order to have the cyber security. We can't think that since it's a problem of one country, we should remain aloof. No, we can't remain, because the whole universe is one. And that is the Indian culture. We are told from the right from the very, very beginning that व्यष्टि से समष्टि तक सब एक है, सब में वही पंचभूत है। और इस बात को साइंस ने भी अब स्वीकारना शुरू कर दिया है, और बहुत से देशों ने उस पर चलना शुरू किया है और हमारी बात को मानना शुरू किया है. So again, UNO Convention Against Transnational Organized Crime on November 25th, 2000, this was adopted by the General Assembly of UNO. Though not directly applicable to computer crime, organized gang like cyber terrorism, cyber terrorists use telecommunication and computer network for their inner relations. So these were the areas where they start thinking seriously about how to counter these attacks. And so a global uh, consciousness was being generated through the various small efforts by the UNO and other uh, bodies of the UNO. So far as India is concerned, I told for a long time we have ignored such type of crimes, and we were concerned about the crimes committed as a ordinary persons. Though the IT law was framed, but many crimes were not covered by it also. Now, the recent cyber security initiative taken by the government are establishment of National Informatics Center, NIC. This center is the backbone of all government bodies. So it's going to coordinate between them. So in a way, there is a one single body to uh, integrate all the cyber related activities. Then Indian Computer Emergency Response Team. So a team has been also formed by the government to handle such type of crimes. So this is emergency responses which will be taken by this team. Again, National Information Security Assurance Program, NISAP. So this is another effort done by the government to tackle with the cyber crimes. But we know that India is still grappling with issue like cyber warfare, cyber espionage, cyber terrorism. Now, at the public sector, the progress is very slow, but at the private sector, many companies of their own, they are handling these issues with the help of experts. Now, more and more consciousness is required. Such type of FDPs, which has been initiated by Makhanlal Chaturvedi University, that we must know how to handle our gadgets. So during these days, because I know there is a long list of experts on computer and cyber securities, they will be taking the various issues that how we should use our gadgets and we can be secure, because children and the old age person, they are more vulnerable. And we are listening about all those cases that a call came or a message came and we just responded back, and our bank account was hacked, or our this Yahoo Mail ID has been hacked, we receive. So we must know that we should not respond immediately to any message which we receive. We must think about. So this is possible when we are aware about such things. So I think during these days, I think all the persons, all the participants will be well aware about how they can themselves be aware to stop the minor cyber crimes against them, because at a very large level it will be the responsibility of the government to tackle those issues, but the minor issues we can handle ourselves. The need is that we must be aware, we must be conscious how those persons are intruding our gadgets, and we can stop them and we will be safe while using these IT gadgets. So a team of ethical hackers has also been coming up, the person who can help us that how uh, we can stop from being cheated by others. So I think the government should take initiative to make the person experts in this cyber security measures, because each and every person can't be the expert in these matters. So more and more such persons are required who can help us at the individual level, at the institutional level, and also at the level of state and the country. So with this word, I'll stop here. I once again thanks the organizer for giving me this chance to interact and share my views. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Uh, Now, Honorable Vice Chancellor sir also joined us in between.
Sir,
So,
namaskar. Namaskar.
Namaskar, namaskar. Thank you so much. Today's chief guest and a very dear old friend, fellow Vice Chancellor, Professor Viney Kapoor Mehra ji, Spotlight, our head of the Department of Computer Sciences and Chairman of the National Education Policy Committee, Professor C.P. Agarwal ji, The coordinator of this program, Dr. Sunita Dwivedi ji, Professor Maheshwari ji, who is also the director of the Associated Study Institutes of our university, Dr. Ravi Mohan Sharma, esteemed faculty members, and participants, I'm told, from 24 states, about 130 participants from across the country, research scholars. A warm welcome to Asia's first media university and India's largest media university, the Makhanlal Chaturvedi National University of Journalism and Communication, Bhopal. Though we are known for our domain specialization, that is media and communication, not many people know that we are a multidisciplinary university. We have, apart from different departments related to media, we have the Department of Computer Sciences and Applications, we have the Department of New Media Technology, we have the Department of Management, we have the Department of Library Science, we have a Department of Research. So we are a multidisciplinary university. And we have 4 campuses apart from Bhopal. We have a campus in Riva, which is in the Bagelkhand region of Madhya Pradesh. We have a campus in Datia, which is in the Bundelkhand region of Madhya Pradesh. Then we have a campus in Khandwa, bordering Maharashtra. This apart, we operate our courses, we offer our courses to over 90,000 students through our 1,600 study centers spread across the length and breadth of the country. Not many people are aware that we were the first university in the country to introduce the Bachelor of Computer Applications program, BCA program, in the whole country. So it's not a computer institution, computer engineering institution, software institution, but the journalism university which offered BCA for the first time. We are also the pioneers in introducing computer studies in the entire state of Madhya Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh today has become a hub for software and hardware, thanks to the pioneering efforts made by the Makhanlal Chaturvedi National University of Journalism and Communication. And it is but natural that today a very important faculty development program is being organized by the Department of Computer Sciences and Application in collaboration with the AICTE ATAL Academy. And I'm so glad that we have received so many, registrations. And I can assure you that we have lined up some of the best professionals from across the country to address these participants. In fact, they are also keenly looking forward to address our sessions. And I'm sure this FDP is going to be a very important milestone in promoting cybersecurity in our country. Much has been said about cybersecurity, and the Honorable Vice Chancellor, I was able to listen. I once again would like to extend my apologies to her, because today there are too many programs in the university. In fact, there are 2 more back-to-back programs. One workshop on gender sensitization in higher educational institutions. I just inaugurated it and rushed back without even listening to the keynote speaker. So we have back-to-back programs today. So my apologies for that. But I requested Professor Sunita Dwivedi to please go ahead with the program so that the schedule is not disrupted, because we have other speakers lined up. I don't want to take much time. Very briefly, and I'm neither a specialist in cybersecurity, but I'm one of those who has been, working on computers in the cyber scenario for pretty, since the outset, if you may say, because I was in the news industry. Until then, I used to use the typewriter, but my institution at that time, my organization, PTI, was one of the first news organizations in the country to introduce computer network. And I can tell you from my long experience, I have been very active in social media since the outset. I was reading this very interesting item. I thought that I'll share with you. There's this recent study which says, and let me come there. And it's a very interesting study. I thought that I'll share this with my friends over here. And it is about the kind of yes. Recently there was a survey on India's most hackable passwords. Now, the most hackable passwords are password. Some people put password as password. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. India 1, 2, 3. I love you. Krishna, favorite god. Sai Ram. Om Sai Ram. Jai Mata Di. Sachin. Obviously Sachin Tendulkar. Now, this has been the source is not passed. This is part of a global survey, and this is among the most hackable passwords of 2021. The world's most hacked passwords: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. QWERTY. These are the first things that we learn on the typewriter. Password. So we are not the only ones to use password. This is a global phenomenon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. 5 times 1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is a number. This is rank wise 1, 2, 3, 4 in terms of how they have been hacked. Now, if we are going to keep these kind of passwords, usually at the end of the day, all the awareness programs, all the security steps that governments, platforms may take, at the end of the day, the responsibility to a great extent lies on you. If I keep my locker open, my bedroom open, and allow the thieves to come in and then blame the police for it, I think that I'm making a mistake. Cyber security is also about ensuring, yes, there is cyber sovereignty issues. There are today hacking has become an internationally, a part of a diplomacy. You have countries like China which are engaging in, hacking major websites of rival countries. These things are happening. But having said that, am I putting a firewall on my website? Am I taking precautions? As an individual, am I taking precautions? There are so many safety features in all the social media and other things in the banks, but am I following them? Am I giving away my password to people very easily? Banks, public institutions have been cautioning us, have been putting out advertisements, they have been telling us repeatedly, time and again, the do's and don'ts, but how much do we follow that? So I think that these are things that you and I should keep in mind. We should not be just blaming governments. Governments, of course, have a responsibility of ensuring that our national assets are protected, are secured, our information network is kept, hack proof. They have this responsibility, no doubt about it. But globally, we have seen a lot of websites which are being hacked, and hacking has led to a lot of problems for the common people, for the people who have not been, we have seen cases of how credit cards are being, or debit cards are being cloned, how camera is being used in the ATMs, to get information about your card, about your PIN number. So one should be constantly be aware. Eternal vigilance is the price of liberty. Long time back it was said. And I think that cyber security is all about eternal vigilance. If you are using a computer in public place, are you logging out? Are you regularly changing your passwords? These are all very important ones. Let us not ignore these things. And cyber safety is not just about personal cyber safety. It's, I think, for me, cyber security is also about the larger issues of cyber bullying, of dark net, of cyber porn. How our kids who are the most vulnerable. I think because today, every child has a mobile phone because of online education. And the child is getting exposed to a lot of stuff which he or she is not supposed to be exposed to. So how do we use child lock facilities? How do we, ensure that our, kids are remain safe and they don't become fall victims of those people who are preying on them in the dark net. So these are areas that we need to be not only aware of, but also we have to keep our children. We used to talk about good touch and bad touch. I think we have to, because they are also touching the mobile phones these days. So we need to talk about good touch and bad touch there also. It's very important. So all in all, I believe that such workshops are very important to sensitize our students, and these are our very esteemed faculty members who have joined this. And I'm sure this information will percolate down to each and every student, so that as we increasingly go digital, payments are made online, ATMs are being used, credit cards and debit cards are being extensively used, even in the rural areas. I think that cyber literacy is very important. The cyber literacy is the key word. We need to make our people not just cyber savvy, digital savvy, but also we have to make them digitally literate, cyber literate. We have to tell them about the do's and don'ts, and that's how we can make a much more aware society. That should be the aim. I once again wish to thank Professor Viney Kapoor Mehra that at a very short notice she agreed to join this, uh, 5-day FDP to inaugurate it. And I can, once again, I wish to convey my special thanks to her. And I'm confident that this is the beginning of a serious, effort in creating awareness in the society about cyber security. And we also look forward to more collaboration with your university, madam, in the coming days. And we look forward to receiving you offline also at the university, and also visiting your university. In fact, I must inform Professor Agarwal and my colleagues here that Professor Viney Mehra has been, in fact, talking to me about a memorandum of understanding, a collaboration between the two universities. And I think that, we should take it seriously. And the next opportunity we meet, it should be for signing of the MOU. I'm once again thanking everybody, madam, and also all the participants, all the panelists, all the speakers, the resource persons who are going to address these sessions over the next few days. I'm told that I also have a session, but that would be on a softer issue rather than this very hardcore subject. And also I look forward to the valedictory session. I wish you all great deliberations, great interactions in the coming few days. Thank you so much. Namaskar.